A second important theory grounds the moral status of the embryo not in the type of future it would enjoy, but in the kind of thing it most essentially is. This is a view that's based in the natural law tradition, developed most famously by St. Thomas Aquinas. So to start, let's ask, when did I come into existence? Well, I was never a gamete, a sperm or an egg. When conception takes place, those individuals' cells fuse and give rise to a new biological organism with its own distinct genome and trajectory. That new organism goes through huge changes as it grows, but those changes are all the development of that organism. It's not as though the embryo is destroyed and replaced by a fetus. Rather, embryo and fetus are simply two developmental stages of one and the same organism. As for that matter, our infant, adolescent, matured adult, elder, these are all developmental stages of the human lifespan. Just as I will, hopefully, someday make it to be an elder, I was once a child, I was once an infant, I was once an embryo. Okay, so I existed since conception. What kind of thing am I most essentially then? Well, not a philosopher, since I existed before I became one. Not an autonomous being, since I existed before I became one. Not even a creature with two legs, since I existed before I had differentiated limbs. What I most essentially am is a living human being, a distinct individual member of this species. But this fact is crucial for understanding the moral status of humans on the natural law view. Some rights and statuses, like the right to vote, are clearly stage or capacity dependent. I don't get that right until I reach a certain stage of life. But the right to life, that very strong presumption against killing, is a more fundamental sort of status, a precondition indeed to having the candidacy for any of the others. We might call it dignity to indicate this fundamental nature. And it makes sense on the natural law view that this sort of status would attach to the essential thing I am. Dignity is something that inheres where it does in the nature of the creature itself, the kind of thing it is, not the stage it happens to be in or the capacities it happens to achieve. If this is right, then the human embryo has full moral status. The embryo is simply the very earliest developmental stage of a human being, and it's human being, not autonomous or rational individual, that carries moral status.